Great. Can you hear me, guys? I hope so. Nice to see you guys. Are we live? Are we going? Okay, I'm waiting for the green light. Okay. Great. So I can hear my echo. Okay, I think we can go now. So happy to have you all here. Today it's our demo day impact program, and we are here to see the best projects of our first edition of impact program of local chapters. I'm very excited to show you what our chapters came up with, because these are really great solutions for the problems that are really important, not only for their own locations, but for worldwide problems. So the impact program is the idea that we wanted to and will partner with organizations to empower our local chapters, initiatives, and work even more, to give them more of a chance to speak up, to connect with real industry, and make those projects seen. So we have two projects partnering with ACID, African Center for Economic Transformation, and one project partnering with them association. Unfortunately, the Algeria project will not be possible to be showcased, but we have a demo on our YouTube, so you can also see that. And now I will handle the voice, not to make it any longer, to our first presentation. It will be by Lagos, Nigeria chapter project partnering with ACID, African Center for Economic Transformation. And the presenters are Olamide, Goriola, and Rukayat, Amzat. I hope this is a good pronunciation. So good luck, guys, and can't wait to see your presentation.
Okay, I hope I'm audible and yes, everyone can hear me. All right, that's great. So thank you very much for that brief introduction, Veronica. So my partner and I, Rukayat, were from the Lagos, Nigeria chapter, and we worked on a project understanding the disconnect between jobs and skills in Africa. So without further ado, I'm going to be sharing my screen in just a minute so we can see what the beautiful work we've done, with beautiful collaborators who definitely, played important roles all through the project. So can you guys see my screen?
Yes, correct.
All right, that's great. So our project is understanding the disconnect between jobs and skills in Africa using NLP. We're from the Lagos, Nigeria chapter. And what did we do, right? And why did we, decide to take on the project or take on the topic? So, over time, we understand that, Africa's youth unemployment rate in 2021 was 20.8%, which, this has been the highest worldwide. This statistics was given by the International Labour Organization. And in sub-Saharan Africa, only 10% of young people have access to vocational training. And only 5% of Nigerian workers have access to this training, and also only 10% of Ghanaian workers have access to this training as well. So, I mean, the lack of this training definitely, gives like a disconnect or gives like a gap between, the jobs and the skills, the skills, job, what's it called, organizations require, and the skills, like applicants possess. So there's like a huge gap, which is, the primary reason why we decided to take on the project. So what did we do? How did we collect data? So we make sure that the project made use of various online sources of data and information that are publicly available on the internet, on various websites, and we strictly adhered to ethical and privacy standards and did not utilize any private information of any candidate. So that's just And we used Ghana as a case study. Why did we pick Ghana? We had like, other options, other like countries to pick from, but we particularly chose Ghana because Ghana has like, a plethora of information online, job information and applicant information as well. So we had to make sure we picked like a country which has like, a plethora of information online, just so we have enough data to, to carry out the project. So we web scraped job and applicant data from online platforms such as LinkedIn, Jobberman, and another like Ghanaian public job resume / portals. And also we also like extracted curriculums from universities in Ghana, such as KNUST, University of Ghana, and so on, to get like an in-depth overview of courses and job relevant skills, taught in post-secondary institution. So yeah, what do we do and how does it work? Well, we primarily came up with a web app. So we created a web application that analyzes applicants' resume against job data in the trained model. It takes in the resume as inputs, right? Resumes of each applicant as well, and it displays the intended job category, right? It also displays the match percentage of the top skills in the category, which an applicant possesses, and also like displays the relevant skills the applicant possesses as well. So it aims to like just give like a deep understanding of the disparities between the supply of job seeker skills, right? The supply of skills applicants have and the skill set demanded by the job market. So we deployed our model on Hugging Face, and I'm going to be giving us a brief demonstration shortly. So yeah, what do we do? Okay. So this is the demo app which we deployed on the Hugging Face platform using by Streamlit. So what does it like? It takes in, like I said, it takes in applicant data as input. Just a minute. Okay. Pardon me. Okay, I'm having a brief. Issue. Okay, sorry about that. I think I have a little bit of what's it called? Technical issue. Okay, let me share again. All right, I'm back. So what does it take? Job applicant data as inputs, right? So I have like an applicant resume with me here, which I'm going to like paste on here. So as you can see, so I've pasted it on here, and I'm going to click on the submit button. And what does it do? Then it gives you like an output. So as you can see here, it tells you like the job category. For example, if you're trying to like apply to a different kind of job, and you paste your resume in this, then it gives you like an output, right? So the job category is at administrative like / secretarial, right? It gives us a list of the extracted skills that you have, right, that is relevant to the job category you're applying for. So for example, for the administrative / secretarial role, it gives you like digital recording, public health, and sorts, and also gives you like a match percentage with top skills, right? So we trained our model with a 50,000 data sets of available jobs in Ghana. So it matches that, like it checks the correlation, then it matches that with the top skills in that particular category. So for another demonstration, I'm going to be pasting another resume on here just so you guys can see. So I've pasted that this job category is in healthcare, right? It gives us a match percentage, which is 10%. And it gives us like the extracted skills that the particular applicants have, right? Which is necessary, which is like relevant to the particular job category. So if you can see so far, the resumes I've been pasting have like really low match, which definitely like tells you the disparity between the skills like people have and the skills that are relevant for each job. So also for the last demonstration, I'm going to be showing that as well. And yeah, so this also like falls within the administrative / secretarial role. And as you can see, this gives us like a 0% match. So we definitely tells you like this particular, CV is not like qualified enough for the job the applicant is trying to apply for. So this definitely, shows the disparity between like, or skills like applicants have. Like these skills are not enough to, to secure these jobs, which is why there's like, a huge, gap or a huge level of unemployment in Ghana particularly. So this like the model is particularly, restricted to Ghana, right? So yeah, I think that's just a brief demonstration of the project. And moving on, yes, I'm going to be passing the baton to my partner, Rukayat, which will, talk about the rest of the project. So Rukayat, you on here?
Okay.
All right.
I hope you can see my screen. Oh, I think I shared the wrong screen. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Or do you want me to do it from here?
No, it's fine.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay. Can you see the profile screen?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay, so thank you. Welcome. My name is Rukayat. So I'll be going through one of the major discoveries from our project, which is that according to the Ghanaian university's curriculum and the skills that today's IT industry are looking for, there's definitely a huge gap in that the schools are teaching the students on the traditional curriculums, and the world today, they've moved far forward in that things they're looking for are not what is being taught in school. So what we learned in this project, one of the first technical lessons is web scraping is a very good tool to extract data from like different websites because they are text and they're on websites. Another thing is the availability of pre-trained language models that are there today, and machine learning people don't really have to go through the crude way of like gathering the data, training their model. They can just utilize this pre-trained model and fine-tune them to their own specific task. Then when it comes to project management, we understood the effectiveness of remote collaboration, and that just two people would not have been able to do this work if we had not had the team of amazing people that worked with us, and the amazing project management tools like Notion that help collaboration to be better. So what can be next in this project? One of the things is NER model. Because for this project, we use SPACY model. We realized that for better accuracy, we could have trained a named entity recognition model based on our own findings, and it would have maybe made the model work better. Another thing is data refining. We found that if you look at the demo that Goriola gave, you will see that the category of the jobs, they are more general rather than specific. Because under, say, healthcare, for example, we can have like different fields from the brain surgery to the general healthcare to the orthopedic. So we could have data that are specific to those areas rather than general, which will also make it very understandable by people. And another thing we'll also notice is when it comes to the skills of the people, majority of people have one skill in this category, one skill in that category, one skill in that category, because they didn't have that pipeline to tell them that, okay, for this particular industry that you're interested in, you need this skill, followed by this skill, followed by this skill. So somebody just maybe went to the internet and just said, oh, what skills do I need? Or maybe after school, they say, okay, I learned this one in school, but I want to do this job. So they just combine different skills without having a correct pipeline of the skills it actually takes to get the job. Then we actually, for this project, we already have a fine basis of like, if you want to extend the project to another country, we already know the pipeline to kind of follow to kind of get this kind of result for the other countries. So at the end of it, we want to say a big thank you to these amazing collaborators, because they made the job really, really easy for us. And we wouldn't have been this far in the project without these amazing people: Ada, Leila, Basant, David, Fatima, Chukudi, Obalakshmi, Jamie, Silas, Amor, Ifeoluwa, Emalata, Jazila, Yash, John Chow, Avin, Prashansha, Olga, Binta, Andrew, Nimatula, and Nihar. I'm sorry for botching any name, but thank you guys so much, and we appreciate your efforts. So that's it from me.
Yeah, if you're on this call, guys, thank you very much. You know, it was really like amazing having you guys on the project. So we're very proud of you and thank you for making the project, you know, positive. So yeah, so I think that's a brief demonstration of our project from the Lagos Nigeria chapter. So if you want, like, you know, further, you can reach out to us. Like, we have an article that we're currently working on, like a technical article that we hope to, like, you know, upload with Omdena as well. So if you need, like, you know, more information about that, please reach out to me, reach out to Rukayat, or reach out to Veronica, and we're definitely, you know, we're happy to like respond to your messages. And yeah. So I don't know if there are any questions regarding the project, or anyone has any questions from the chat. I'm going through the chat currently, so please, you can ask your questions. Okay, well, we'll just have a few minutes for the questions, guys. So please.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys, for the presentation. It's a really great project. And how many weeks it took?
Like forever.
It took us a really long time, to be honest. I mean, at some point we got stuck, but yeah, due to like the resilience of, you know, of the team members, we definitely were able to, like, you know, scale over. So I'll say it took us about like 12 to 14 weeks or thereabout. So really long time, guys. Yeah.
Well, the outcome is really professional, so it was worth it.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I'm still going through the chat. Hi David, thank you. So I see our guys are on here. Okay.
So people can ask questions on chats on different platforms. And we have also the project link in a chat. So yeah, it's if you want, you can guys also address the questions and we can try to answer them in the end if something comes up in the meantime.
Okay.
Okay, so moving on, now we will present another project on the same topic. So it's can be interesting to see how another chapter from a different country took on the same topic with the same partner. So this one will be a shared recording because unfortunately last minute our lead could not present, but it's almost the same. So now I will share the video. It's gonna be a project also partnering with ACET, African Center for Economic Transformation, presented by Venkatesh Reddy Konduru from Nellore, India chapter.
NLP. Before moving on to the details on the... Hello everyone, myself Venkatesh. Today I'm going to talk about Nellore India Local Chapter on understanding the disconnect between skills and jobs in India using NLP. Before moving on to the details on the model, let's talk about the reason why we did this project. Early 2020, the World Economic Forum studied on future of jobs. They forecasted by 2025, over 85 million jobs will be made obsolete by emerging technologies, while 97 million new roles will take shape. The problem is that as a result, the biggest challenge for employee across the industries in bridging the skill gap caused by this redundant or changing industry demands and challenge for university graduates. Moving on to the details on the project and its execution. The first step we took in this particular project is a data collection. In the data collection, we went through different job posting sites as well as different job hosting sites. For instance, we picked up Indeed for employee resume and CVs, Naukri for job postings for an employer, and so on. Moving forward, we did all this basic initial resume collection as well as job posting collection by manually. Later on, we develop a data scraping pipeline based on the technology trends, analyze the data points variation from different sites, how the trend is, what kind of an technologies already the employees has been learned, and what they are looking for from an employee by employer. And what did we do? And how does it work? We created a statistical model that is aiming to suggest skill gap difference and the skills required for a job. It is analyzing the information of employee acquired skills and guide growth path with the emerging technologies. It's aimed to project the skill set to be acquired, followed by a job open source video recommender of the skills. Let's move on. Let's move on to the demonstration. Here, the role the current employee is looking for data science. As a data scientist, the skills already acquired are Java, Core Java, Spring Boot, and JavaScript, SQL, and Spring Boot. If we feed this into an upscaling statistical model, it gives two type of outputs. One is the skill similarities, and the skills need to be learned. This skill similarities indicates that the current skills which you acquired are similar to 22% with the growth you want to make in the data science. So skills need to be learned are being displayed over here. Just for the references, I made that into a separate text format in the output. And followed by it, each and every skills need to learn will be fed to an recommender system model. This video recommender gives an top 5 YouTube channels and their video URLs based upon number of views and number of subscribers. And during this entire process, what we learned, there are 2 lessons where we learned is one from the technical lesson perspective, other from project management lessons. One technical lesson is we learned that this project is better to use statistical modeling instead of pure NLP based model. But we will use NLP text pre-processing techniques to clean our data. And the project management lesson, the learned is cross-team communication is a paramount in between data communication, data analysis, and data modeling team. These are the collaborators who worked on seamlessly, and I would like to big thank to all our collaborators. And thank you. So the aim of this project is benefits for employers and employee. From the employee perspective, if a skill already you acquired, if you want to move on to a different domain, or for example, if I want to be a machine learning engineer moving forward, with the skills already I have I acquired, are the skill sets are enough to apply for this particular job, or do I need to learn more skills on top of the skills already which I acquired for job title which the employee is looking for? Yeah, this is the whole goal. Thank you.
Great. So I hope that was fun also to compare the projects. I think it's a very interesting concept to do this kind of calculations on the job market and the skills, especially now that we have so many opportunities and so many courses available. So it's good to know what we should know for what jobs. Our third presentation will be a partnering with DEM Association. The presenter will be Utku, Kalkanlı, and then its topic is AI-generated closed captioning in movies for deaf and hard of hearing individuals. I'm gonna hand over now to you, Utku, and looking forward to show what you all came up with your Turkey chapter.
Hi everyone. Thank you, Veronica. Today I'm going to show you our project. Our project was AI-generated closed captioning for deaf and hard of hearing individuals in Turkish movies. So why did we do this project? Why did we decide to take on this topic? Because there are nearly 4 million deaf and hard of hearing people in Turkey, and only 2%, approximately 2% of the multimedia content released every year get hard of hearing support with closed captioning. And lack of closed captioning support leads to the hard of hearing community being marginalized and unable to participate in the society. And also, our project is applicable to other languages easily. It's like we started as a Turkish language project, but it came out that it can be applicable to other languages. So in data collection part, we use Mozilla Common Voice dataset, which contains approximately 1,400 voices with 95 hours of recording. So we use this dataset we found this dataset to use it on speaker diarization. I will explain speaker diarization soon. And another dataset we found, and it was about environmental sound classification 50 dataset. This is used for closed captioning and environmental sound description. So what did we do? How does it work? So we divided the problem into 3 sub-problems. One was speech to text, like converting your voice and the things you said into text. And other was speaker diarization. Speaker diarization means like if you have 3 people in the room and everyone says something. Diarization means finding which people said which sentence. So if our algorithm was working right now, it would say Utku or Veronica or Iza. And the other sub-problem was environmental sound classification for closed captioning. And that was about classifying various background noises, such as a car noise or a cat noise or a dog barking. So our results, you can see it in here. So we made 2 approaches. One approach was training one model for every sub-problem. So it was like 3 models and combining 3 models into one output. One approach was that. And the other approach was 2-in-1 approach. This includes speech to text and speaker diarization. So we found out that dedicated models perform really well individually, as you can see in the results. But when you try to combine the results, the accuracy decreases so much. So we decided to go with a 2-in-1 model. So it includes OpenAI Whisper, SpeechBrain, Pioneer Audio, Torch Library, and it uses agglomerative clustering. So like we have the 2 data sets, but also we use some pre-trained models such as OpenAI Whisper and Pioneer Audio. These also include their custom data sets, and we utilized those as well. So I will show you a demo video from our...
Abi 40 lira var mı sende?
Hayırdır, ne alacaksın gene?
Oğlum soruyorum işte ya. Kendim için lazım bu sefer.
Ne oldu, niye lazım oldu?
Abi bir şey beğendim, onu alacağım.
Ne alacaksın kardeşim, ne alacaksın? Korkma, fişi çıkarmıyoruz be. Benim bir 10 liram var. İkkancığım.
Yok abi kalsın.
Vallahi diyorum lan, al şunu.
Abi olur mu lan? Son 10 lira alınır mı?
İlkan, sadece 10 liramın olması 0 liramın olmasından daha çok canımı yakıyor. Anladın mı? Beni bu 10 liradan kurtar ya, kurban olayım. Al şunu. Kurtar beni bu 10 liradan ya.
Tamam abi ver.
So this video was an output of our algorithm. So You can also create subtitles and not create a video with our application. Also, you can create the video and edit directly to it.
40 lira var.
So what we learned about our project and what can be next. So if the one lesson we came out with is, even though individual models perform high, when we try to combine into a single output, the performance decreased significantly. And the second thing we learned, and which can also be improved we can decide this as a next goal, is real life scenarios such as outdoor speech and indoor speech difference affects the performance significantly. Like you can diarize two people talking in a closed room much more easily compared to two people talking in the outdoor with car noises and with any other background noises. So, and the solution for this is a better data set which includes all these data. So I want to thank to our collaborators, all top collaborators, Bilge, me, Surabi, Usama, Islam, Rashid, Sule, and Steve. I want to thank all of them. If you have any questions, I can take and answer them.
I have two questions.
Yeah.
Maybe everyone is wondering. So first is like the subtitles were in English. So the algorithm is translating itself, or you first translated it?
So we actually have the subtitles in Turkish, but we wanted to show the English version of it because most of the people in this presentation knows English, and we wanted everyone to understand. We also actually have, of course, Turkish subtitles, but it wouldn't, like, no one would understand what was those people talking. That's why it's in English.
But normally, like, taking it further, it can become also English to English or another language to English.
Yeah, of course. Yes, it is applicable, but it's scalable to other languages as well.
Okay.
Feature.
Great. So, do we have any?
Sorry, I have a question for you, please.
Huh?
Okay. So I was going to ask, how accurate would you say the translation from one language to another, in this case, from Turkish to English, how accurate would you say it works?
From Turkish to English, the OpenAI Whisper API helps a lot on that part. It was one of our algorithm to, like, we used that API, and it does some speech to text generation, which with a lot of performance. On top of it, we Surabi trained some with agglomerative clustering to diarize better. So the language translation part, we used OpenAI Whisper mostly. Does this answer your question?
Oh, yes, thank you.
And another question is like, how do you want to take it forward? Like, do you imagine this tool as something available for other people, as they have like some videos in their computer and then they can use it? Is it possible one day?
Yeah, I think it's possible. One of our next goal was deploying this app to a Streamlit, so everyone can access and use it easily. And I think it can be used by people, and even though it does not translate everything perfect, like 80% or 90% translation will make the life of the person who does this job really easily, because you have some template and you can maybe fix some little parts rather than writing all of them by your own, because this is how it's done right now. Like 80% of it is ready and you change the other parts. I think it's really usable. And also, if you've managed to get a better data set with outdoor sounds and indoor sounds mixed, I think also that would be a really good improvements.
Okay, thanks. I hope one day we will be able to use it for the videos we have.
Yeah.
And yeah, we look forward for the next part of that project that hopefully will happen soon. And of course, everyone is open for registrations when that will happen. So you can take part in our projects, no matter your background. You can visit local chapters website always and check for our new projects, so you can be part of such a cool initiative. And yeah. Oh, one more question to you, Utku. How long the project was in the end? How many weeks?
I think it took 2 or 3 months to the 2.5 or 3 months to finish the project. But the presentation took a little bit longer because of the delay, some earthquakes, and no one focused on this topic besides that, because we have Bilge, me from Turkey, and it was really hard to focus on the presentation and the other things as well. So, but the technical part was 3 months, I think it was like that, 2 or 3 months.
Well, for end-to-end solution like that, from scratch and open source, it's impressive.
Yeah, we also tried to make 2 ways, so dedicated models and combined 2-in-1 model. So that's also one thing that made it a little bit longer.
Well,
but we learned
good.
more. We learned more. I think that way.
That's the most important part about local chapters, after all, to learn and to practice and to check different things, because when you're in a real project, like at a job and so on, you don't have so much of a free space to try different things. And here it's just, I think, such a great opportunity to just try whatever you want, and you have different teams trying different things. I think that's one of the great benefits of this experience of local chapters.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
You have the freedom to try different things and look for the results and decide, and that was the most fun part, I think, too, as you said. Thanks.
So we got some questions now for the first project. The first is from David, and it was, how did you deploy Modder on Slim 3-minute library? I guess it's hard to answer such a big question, but maybe you can say something.
Okay. Well, to deploy your model on Streamlit, I think, well, after you've successfully, created the model and you have all the codes ready, I think you have to convert everything to like a pickle file, right? So once you have like a pickle file, then you can just, import the Streamlit library. If you don't have it already, you can download it, or you can import the Streamlit library. Then from there, with the pickle file, you can just, run it. And just write like the codes, and you have like after you successfully done it, you should have like an output on like your local browser, which only you can have access to. Then afterwards, if you have the output to be successful, then you can also like, just move it on to Hugging Face afterwards. But yeah, just, convert your codes like pickle file. Then from there, I think it's easy to do.
Okay, I hope this answers the question. And there's the second question from Nazan. And why did you feel that NER was better suited for this project than Spacey?
So,
Okay. No, go on.
Okay, sorry. So it wasn't like I wasn't generalizing. We're talking about this specific project. Because in a person's CV, there are many things that we are trying to pick out at each point, from the skills to the time relevance and everything. So what we found out with this particular project was there were some skills that it could have picked out, but it didn't pick out, maybe because when they made their own model, they wasn't exposed to that kind of data. So we felt like for this particular task, we should be able to expose our own model to the things that we would likely want it to pick out from the CV. So it was a lot to pick out from one single CV. And at even some point, we had like problem, like processing large amount of the CVs at one point. It was taking almost like 3 minutes per CV. And so at the end of the day, it wasn't even so accurate. So that was why we said for this particular task. For other tasks, spacing worked very well, but this one, if we want to take it a step forward in NER.
Great. I hope that answers. It's very interesting question. So really cool that it was addressed. I think now we are coming to an end. Maybe we can also ask now if there are more questions. So we will give like 2 more minutes for more questions about any of the projects. And yeah, there are links. Maybe our host can share something about the links, details as a final comment. Isa?
Yeah, hey. Hi everyone. Like I think since I'm doing the live, the connection is a little bit yeah, I think it will go better. Yeah, it's good, right? So I provided links in the chat. You can apply for the projects. You can check out all the local chapters and also the other projects, more like advanced projects as well. And also we shared the details of each project that is presented here. So you can check out the details and you can ask even like more questions on our LinkedIn's, emails as well. And all the projects are open source. So you can check it out. And I think there are a couple of more questions in the chat, Veronica.
But which chat are you referring to?
On LinkedIn.
Okay.
Yeah, I can. It's hard to see. So we are live everywhere. That's why like we're checking all of the chats at the same time. So it was, yeah. How does the model recognize the character's name? I think this is a question for you, right?
It's for me. So the model recognize, like you give the character names as input at the beginning, and the model recognize the characters' voices, not their face or other stuff, and you give the names as input at the beginning.
I hope this answers your question, Sahil. There's also an advice like Jetwita, I think I pronounced it right. She says that we can provide dataset to Indian languages. So I think there's a good idea there as well. So it can be applied to other languages. I think that's great. And like I was seeing all the chats or your comments. Everybody is really hyping you up. If you haven't seen, guys, like I'm talking to Utku, Olamide, and Rukayat. They're very, like they're saying kudos. They're really happy about the project. So thank you so much. You can check out the comments later. It made me really happy when I'm reading. Yeah, I think you got great results. And if you have any more questions, I'm waiting on the chat. You can ask now. Let me renew the page. Let's see.
You can also add the link to local chapters page so people can check and apply for some projects to be part of such initiatives too.
Yeah, local chapters link, right?
Yeah.
It's on the chat. You can see here, but in the comments, the links does not appear as links, so you have to copy and paste the link. They're thanking you, Veronica, as well. Well done with the chapter leads.
Thank you, guys.
And like we can also remind you that like Algeria chapter, we're not able to join today, so that's why we don't have their presentation right now. There was a question in the chat. Yeah, I think that's all. I don't see any more questions, but if you have some, you can still comment on the post, and then like everybody will go and answer here. We will let them know as well.
Yeah, and if you want to see something else from Omdena Local Chapters, some initiatives or events, we are always open for your ideas, and we are really excited. Soon we will have also new impact program, new partners, so you will have a new opportunities to create powerful projects. Okay, so thank you guys so much for the attendance, for the presentations, for the work, for energy, everything, and hope to see you soon on new projects and new initiatives. Again, I'm Veronica, head of local chapters, and have a nice day or night.
Depending on the time zone. So bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.